ever since I was a kid and can remember, old cars have always been around. Like, my father drove us around in an old 64 Buick LeSabre, so I already was in a very different vehicle than everyone else whenever I got dropped off at school. I think the main thing that drew me in was a project, a 57 Buick my dad picked up when I was in kindergarten, that as a 4-year-old he let me pick the colors, and ever since then I have been hooked. Some of my favorite projects, I'd say, would probably be my mother's Maverick that we did. Probably the 57 Buick. It's kind of hard not to pick that one. So when we find something we want to work on, it's kind of like a gut feeling. I was initially looking at getting like an old school bus and turning that into like an RV camper. And that's what I was looking at for the past 3 months before we found this limo. Well, my parents being at Iola, Wisconsin, I get a picture from my dad sent to me of this car. And even though I was dead set, I'm like, I'm gonna get this 55 Chevy bus a guy has, and it's gonna be a huge RV. The second I saw this thing, it was just, I need it. I absolutely need it. And I don't know if there's any better way to describe what it is, but it's pretty much just a gut feeling of, I want that, I want to work on it, and I know I could do it. This is one from 1949 that was used in an airport in Roswell, Brownfield, Lubbock, Texas, which, after doing a little bit of research, that's the same airport that a lot of famous singers flew in and out of, one of them possibly being Buddy Holly. One of my earliest memories as a child was when my dad was driving us around, whether it was a road trip or coming back from a babysitter, there would be Buddy Holly music playing in the car, and I would typically fall asleep in the back seat, you know, wake up in my bed type thing. That was the music that I would always fall asleep to, and I memorized every word of every song he has. It's pretty much guaranteed that this is one of the only ones left. My goal is, if I can't preserve the history of this thing, I can be the last one with one. You know, that's just kind of fun. A little selfish, but kind of fun, let's be honest here. The feeling that I get when finishing a project, so I don't think any of these cars are finished per se, and I say this because you're always going to have maintenance and whatnot, but also because my idea of finishing this limo right now is getting it running, getting it cleaned up, but from there, year or two down the line, I might want a different engine in it. I might want to change my headlights. I might want to change how I have it all built together. I might want to repaint it. I don't know. We have a couple of cars where we thought it was going to go one way and we thought we were finished with it, and then we completely changed what we were doing with it. We either did or did not paint it. We either did or did not put a bigger engine in it or a more powerful motor. It's kind of hit or miss. I'd say when we do think we've got something done, like the Maverick or my mom's car, it's kind of the unique feeling of winning a football game, if you want to put it that way. Like, we did it, we put a lot of work into it. It's a lot of pride, if anything.